Oh, hi guys, Watch Fanatic here. So this watch I purchased back in April, and it's taken me a long time to even make a video on it, mainly because I didn't think it was working properly. I thought I had problems with the stem. I couldn't change the time, but for some reason it's working properly now, I think. So it's a bit of an unusual way to set the analog time on this, so I'll get to that in a minute. So this watch I paid £19 for on eBay. It is a 1980s Seiko analog chronograph, alarm chronograph. It is the H49 5030 Japanese movement. Now this one is in original condition but very worn, as you can see. The crystal on that is really beaten up. I've polished the watch up kind of as much as I can. There's not much more I can really do with this one. Perhaps without getting wet and dry, perhaps I could improve the crystal by taking it back with something like a 800 grit and then go to like a 12,000 and then use some polishing compound. I've got some headlight cleaning kind of compound I could probably use on that. Maybe I'll do that, I don't know. Yeah, something I could do in the future. That would really improve it, but then the case is very scratched up. And because it didn't seem to be working, that's why I've left it. So what we have is an alarm chronograph with an analog display at the top. And the way you change that, which I found out recently, is you think you just pull the crown out and turn it, and that would turn the hands. But it doesn't. It turns electronically. And that's a little bit hit and miss, and it's very hard to get your fingers to grip the crown because it's so small. So what you do, if I remember rightly, you either go clockwise or anti-clockwise, and it should start the hands turning. I've got it set at the right time now, so it's probably going to muck up the time. And you hear it go, that's right, I think you can do a clockwise for like a micro adjustment of the time, minute by minute. And it makes a little bib every time you can hear. And to set it turning automatically and quickly, I think you'd go anti-clockwise. Well, that's doing 1 minute at a time. This is why I'm saying it's a little bit. Let's try going clockwise again. And I can't find instructions for this at the moment. I need to have a proper good look. Right, you have to believe me when I say it will turn. Okay, so obviously that's a micro. Maybe pull it out twice. Let's open it again. Okay, I've got it to go round. It goes anti-clockwise. So the way I got that, I just kept, and now it's stopping. There's definitely something not right with this. A few clicks downwards and then it set it off. I can't get it to go clockwise. So it's kind of partially working, I think, on that. So I guess what you're meant to do is once you've got it near the time, then you can use kind of like the micro adjustment just to get it right. So 11:51. So stop at 11:51, push the crown back in. Yeah, there's something not quite right. I could be doing something wrong, but I think there's something inside isn't quite operating the way it should do, but with a bit of perseverance, it seems to jump into life and it'll go around. The digital side is working better. So we have, at the moment, 11:51 a.m. and we press that once and you've got the date. And again, we have an alarm. And then we have a dual time, which I've got set on kind of New York time, I think, 5 hours behind. And is that another timer? And then back to the time. So I think there's 2 stopwatches. All these digital things, I've never used the stopwatches and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone uses them, but I think back in the day, they were features that made it look very technologically advanced. But I don't know in the real world if anyone uses these features. Perhaps the alarm was useful. And it really is. Quite scratched up, but you've got this nice stainless steel bracelet. I'll show you what it looks like. By the way, this is so the case is 30mm. Lug to lug, I think is like 18mm. So it's not a huge watch. Kind of like a mid-sized digital of the time. So today I'm wearing my Pagani design because I just never wear this. I bought this, pretty much put it away, so it looks like brand new. It's not a bad looking design. It's kind of like a Patek Philippe styly type thing Pagani design have done here. And it was only about £20. There's a video on this on my channel if you're interested. But it's a quartz watch and it's got sapphire glass. It's got quite nice quality to it, and it was a very cheap bargain price. That's why I bought it. But to be honest, I don't wear it that often. So that's also got sub-dials for the date and day and a very large crown. So let's take that off. And we'll put the Casio on. And it's fitting me perfectly. I haven't had to adjust anything actually. So my 6.5 to 7 inch wrist, depending on how hot it is. So it's probably near a 7 inch today because we're quite warm. And there we go. You've got that 1980s, I mean this is a 1980s watch, early 1980s. Kind of corporate yuppie type look or businessman type watch. Very Japanese, very 1980s. Pretty cool. I like the dark black dial. I mean, now I've got this working better, although it's a bit hit and miss on that analog. The way to change the time is definitely not perfect, but with a bit of perseverance, I did manage to get that. I could actually wear this, so I might do the wet and dry on here to see if I can improve that. But being Seiko, that could be hardlex. I did try that on another Seiko and it was really hard work and didn't improve it that much. It did quite well. I got a few of the scratches out, but it's quite a bit of work because if that's hardlex glass, Seiko do something called hardlex glass, which is meant to be more scratch proof. But looking at that, I can't believe it's certainly got a lot of scratches. Yeah, I can't believe hardlex glass is that much better than any normal glass. Yeah, I mean, these are pretty collectible, these old Seikos. So I think for £19, I've not done too bad. I'll keep hold of it now that it's working better than I thought it was. I was going to sell it, but now the analog hands are kind of operational. It is something perhaps I could wear. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that. There's not too many of these working around. There's quite a few that come up that aren't working. But there's not that many which are operational and working. I mean, that's working sort of 95%. It's certainly keeping good time. It's just the adjustment on the hands. It's a bit of a shame. It's really beaten up looking. Anyway, guys, that's one I'm going to keep in the collection for now. See if I can maybe improve the crystal on that. If I do that, perhaps I'll do a video to show how I've done it. I've also still got some nano liquid, which I'll show you. So I've got this stuff here, which is high-tech NH hardness. It's like a nano liquid. It's used to coat mobile phone screens. It's like a protector. You just float it on a mobile phone screen, and it creates like a very kind of hard protective surface, but also it kind of hides scratches. So for instance, I didn't do it, it's the other watch I did upstairs, but this one I've just sold recently, although the guy hasn't paid for it yet, so it might go back up for sale again. He's got zero feedback, so I don't think he's going to pay, but it didn't go for as much as I wanted it to, so I think I'm going to be quite happy if he doesn't pay, and then I can relist it for a little bit more money. I put it up for too little money. So that one I'm getting rid of, but that's got a really good crystal. But what I can do is, if I do wet and dry this, get it as good as I can, and then on a very flat surface, drop a drop of that on and let it go all around the crystal, it will harden off and it kind of hides the worst of the scratches. So, I mean, it protects it, but the main thing is it kind of like hides a lot of the little scratches, and that lasts a long time. I've got a video on my channel on when I actually use this. Okay, so I've just gone and got the watch that I did the video on where I put the nano liquid on. It was this one, another Seiko. This is a Kronos, and this glass was worse than this one. It was really bad, and I've done a video on where I used wet and dry, got it as good as I could, and then I used a bit of the nano liquid on top. There's still some scratches on this because they're just so deep you can't get underneath it, but it's improved the look of it quite a lot compared to that one. So I might have a go, see if I can improve it at least to as good as that. Yeah, I mean, it's still got quite a few. When you get the real deep scratches, it's hard to get underneath them without some proper tools. Even with wet and dry, it's glass. It's like a hardlet glass, so it's obviously very hard, and it won't just sand down. But you can improve. It's definitely a lot better than it was. And it may be this nano liquid has worn off because I wore this quite a lot, so it might need another go on that. Anyway, guys, so there's a Seiko chronograph analog added to my collection. I'm going to keep hold of this one for now because I do still quite like this one. I do wear it from occasion, but the other one, as I said, I'm selling because I don't wear it, and it's not real gold plate. That's a real gold plate with a stainless steel strap, so I can wear that. It won't set my nickel allergy off, but the ones with the fake gold, the Citizens, I can't really wear it. They're going to bring me out in a rash, so another reason why I'm getting rid of that. I quite like these old 1980s Seikos. They're pretty collectible, so I'm trying to get rid of some of the watches which aren't quite so desirable and try to get into some more kind of better quality desirable watches where I can. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. I'm going to insert this into the video. I've worked out how to change the analog times, or it's just operating better now. So you pull out the crown, one position, and then what you do is one, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending which way you want the hands to go. One click will just make it move a minute. Two clicks and two kind of beeps, then it should start it turning, and then you click one click back to stop it. So it's a little tricky. Let's have a go. So one click out, the crown out, one click forward, and then 2 clicks to get it going. See, 1 click back, stops it. To go backwards, 2 clicks, and it goes backwards. Stop it at the right time, roughly, and then 1 minute at a time to get it just right. And that's it. So it is working perfectly, it seems now. I just didn't know what the heck I was doing. And pull the crown in.